Okay, guys, how are you? This is the Ask the Concrete Countess. So we're just gonna hop right into it. We're still on doing the music business, explaining plain English, and basically, you have several different sources where the music industry make profits. Now, okay, for most performing artists, the real money first flows from making a good record deal in terms of money. Successful record sales lead to everything else. Record sales between the U.S. are between 12 to 14 billion annually. Now, to participate in this bonanza, the catch to that is getting a good record deal from the very start. So understand that. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now, if you're a songwriter, your real money is going to flow mostly from getting your songs on records, right? If the artist or artist representative doesn't think that putting your song on their record will ultimately make them more money than not having your song on their record, then it won't be on their record. Don't count on any exceptions to this. And even though you may be both an artist and a songwriter, to follow the money flow, never confuse the terms artist and songwriter. When I use the term artist, I'm talking about the person who performs the song, whether live or on a record, regardless of whether or not they wrote the song. When I use the term songwriter, I'm talking about the person who wrote the song, whether or not they performed it. Okay? As an example, Eric Clapton as an artist and Eric Clapton as a songwriter makes money in different ways for the performance of his song as an artist and for the writing of these same songs as a songwriter. The basics for the artists, okay, the artist business advisors, okay. If you're an artist, there are three important advisors in your life who's going to help you make key decisions, career decisions. Your personal manager, your attorney, and your agent. Okay. There are good personal managers, attorneys, and agents out there, but there are many who are not. So if you do not instinctively trust the person, don't deal with them. The more high powered, respected advisors you have on the board, the more likely you are to get a record deal from a reputable record company. Okay? See, a personal manager is the most important member of the three. Hear me clear. Because if you get a good one, a record company is going to feel comfortable that there is someone keeping an eye on you and music business life for you. The record company is then more likely to think that you will generate income, record sales for them. A good personal manager will advise you regarding all the aspects of your career. They are responsible for promoting you, advising you about what songs to record, who to hire as your producer, who to sign a recording contract with, and when to tour. They also coordinate publicity campaigns and insulate you from time demands such as interview requests. The personal involvement each personal manager actually provides, however, varies greatly. Okay, so now when negotiating with a manager, you got to try to exclude from the definition of gross earnings when it's coming to pay them. Because see, the vast majority of personal managers receive between 15% and 20% of the artist's gross earnings as a compensation. The personal percentage is negotiable and depends not only on the extent of services that will be provided, but on the experience of the manager as well. In my view, this is all wording text from the book Music Business Explained in Plain English by David Nagier, ESQ. Okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear. Shout out to David Nagier. You can find this book on Amazon. Let's be clear. Okay. In order to hire a talented personal manager, that's one who can actively promote you. Okay, who knows a lot of people in the industry. Okay, does definitely help rather than insisting. Okay, rather than insisting on paying only 15% for someone who cannot further your career. When you become highly successful in the in the total dollars you earn grow out, they're going to grow. You can either negotiate to lower the percentage a personal manager receives, or otherwise. Okay. See, two examples. Okay. When your personal manager gets paid, they gotta get paid. They gotta get paid. Okay. Uh, they're not flunkies. They're your manager. Okay. Um, he or she gets paid items which is not truly income, but rather are what I call pass throughs. Okay. Two examples of this are recording funds that the record company gave you, but that you use to pay the studio or other musicians. Okay. And money given to you by record company to help cover the cost of touring, which you use to pay others. Your manager should not be paid on monies that come to your account, but that you don't actually keep. Okay, let's be clear. Your manager should not be paid on monies that come to your account, but that you don't actually keep. Do you understand? When negotiating with a manager, try to exclude from the definition of gross earnings on which he or she gets paid items which are not truly income, but rather are what I call pass throughs. Two examples of this are, see, the money that you got initially for your tours and whatever that was given to you by the recording company. That was just a pass through. That's not your gross earnings. Do you understand me? Okay, let's be clear. Okay, these are pass throughs. Recording funds that the record company gave me or gave you. You know what I mean? I'm not in the music industry, but I just love music. But that you used to pay the studio or other magicians, because basically that's what that was for. Two, money given to you by the record company to help cover the cost of touring, which you used to pay others. Your manager should not be paid on monies that came to your account, but that you do not actually keep. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys had, arguments and probably, ended great, wonderful relationships, friendships, and relationships over that issue. Whoa, Pepsi is so strong. I love it. Okay. The term of a personal manager's contract is typically 2 to 5 years, but your term may be tied to an album release dates or tour schedules rather than to actual fixed calendar dates. Make sure that your contract with a personal manager states that he or she will be the person primarily representing you rather than someone to whom the manager delegates responsibilities. Like maybe his personal assistant? No. He has to be there. Do you understand? He can't be in a jacuzzi with three chicks drinking champagne, eating mousse or whatever they eat, caviar. I'm eating cheese balls. Your contract should also include a provision allowing you to cancel the contract if, for example, you are not earning a certain amount by a given date or have not received a record deal by a given date. Otherwise, you may be stuck for a long time with a personal manager who is taking you nowhere. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, some likes. I need some thumbs up. You should also be certain that the contract clearly states the amount of money your personal manager is to receive from earnings on deals you made during the term of the contract, but occurring after the expiration of the term. As an example, if you sign a deal to a record, sign a deal to a record, 5 albums with Interscope Records, say for instance, and soon thereafter having falling out with your manager. Child, whoa. Should the manager receive 20% of all your future profits? Clearly, that would not be fair. Like, I ain't saying this. This is in the book. You better talk to David. Hmm. Especially since your new manager will want 15% to 20% of your entire gross income, no matter what or who else is paying. You paying. Okay? It's in the book. All right. Limit the percentage amount and length of time after the termination of a contract with that manager is to receive is to receive payment. So basically saying that you gotta everything gotta be in the contract, baby. Not just with the record company, but you gotta start with the manager. Ain't that a blip? And this is like page 15. So you know this is at the beginning of the book. You don't want your manager suing you. So in the contract, it has to state this up front. Okay, let's be clear. Everything could be, you know, overswept or whatever like that, or overrun by a higher authority. But like from the very jump, like if we fall out, you know what I'm saying, or you decide that you want to take on a different client that you feel, what I'm saying, because my shit is not happening fast enough, or I feel like I want to take on a different manager because you're not putting me out there or whatever like that, or you got into some little um personal beef and rifts. I don't need you. So if you're not around me, you ain't got no business profiting off nothing I make. You know that. That's gonna be the product. That's gonna be in the contract. Okay. If you're not on the scene, you're not there. You can't get paid if you don't show up to work. Hmm. Stay tuned, guys. I got more.